All right, Nyojo, welcome to Mongoose Live. If you're here, then you know what's up. I don't need to explain anything to you. If this is your first time here, then my name is Mongoose, and this is Mongoose Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. I know everyone's really busy, but tonight is a beautiful night, and I've got an awesome artist with me. I was joined by none other than the promoter, event planner guru from the Midwest, PD Rock. If you did not get to see that clip, definitely go watch that clip because PD shared a lot of inside information about the Hmong music scene and the Hmong music beast and industry. Um, Tonight we're going to continue grinding on in that regard because I've got a really interesting artist, but he's not just an artist. He's actually also a mixing and mastering engineer. If he wanted to, without a doubt, he could produce. It's just that this guy is so crazy busy with his business and working with artists that he doesn't produce anymore that I know of. If you can convince him to, he would probably make you crazy famous. But that being said, this is Mongoose Live Toljatsi. Kupote inda don ponyi to shok mono inda che yom hong meka inda che yom hong nyala mong thai mong mong blo yo ha te ne sa ko u hai lum hong che ne shon dom hong che u hai lum hong ne shon da meka che u hai lum meka so yo te u hai lum meka e ne yo jom hong to sha Sha lọt chọn tua chỉ nên xã giáo nên sao mong chỉ ở Hà Long mong đó. But of course we got Jamong here and Dua supporting. Go to jamong.com for your all your Jamong needs. He's a very talented and athletic individual. My guest tonight is very much none other than John, but he also goes under the name and handle Swimin. So if you see Swimin, John, same person, maybe in a different capacity. Most people, I think, probably know him as John, because he does a lot of production. If you're here, hey, be friendly, say hi. Hey, Jan, how are you? Jan is the highly talented photographer from the Midwest. Thank you for joining me tonight, Jan. And hey, if you're here, do me a huge favor. Please do like and share on your social media page so we all can get to know John. Get them, get them mono to chong to cho. It doesn't matter. We're gonna get real intimate with John, and you're gonna get to know him really well. I think he's a very, very exceptional artist. I think he's highly intelligent. I'm not gonna ask him to show how smart he is, but if he wanted to, he would blow us all away with his jargon and diction on mixing and mastering. If you haven't already, please do. Please do. My laptop in there a little bit here. Please do subscribe to Mongoose on YouTube. You can also find John on Facebook and on Facebook and Instagram. You can find also. I'm going to talk a little bit about this too. 93 East, the group that his collaboration with his good friend Vayong, and then also you can find Swimming on YouTube. If you look under the description, you can find all the links there. Without I'm not going to welcome. I'm not going to have John come on right on yet because I'm going to show you what exactly he does. Let's see here. We've got Yi Levy Hyung catching up and watching last night's episode of PD Rock. Gonna watch this tomorrow. Okay, yeah, watch the PD Rock thing. PD Rock thing is a long one, but especially if we get very technical towards the end of that talk. Not technical, but we get industry specific where that moment when Trey comes in and Trey starts asking industry questions and PD starts answering. It gets really interesting. So definitely watch that. I might do a breakdown of that video, but let's take a moment to just check out John. If you don't know him, then you need to get to know him. If I guarantee you, the major artists, Hmong artists, come out of the Midwest. It looks like, I don't know, John might have to correct me, but John pretty much worked with all of them already. If not all of them, then most of them. Not most of them, then yeah, pretty much. Michelle, hey, how are you, Michelle? If you don't know John, this is John. You're gonna see him just a little bit. Super talented guy. Thank you for joining me, Michelle. If I push on your name and it pops up Facebook user, it's a Facebook glitch. Just type in your name so that I know exactly who you are. Michelle knows, she's a frequent watcher. But let's take a look at John's material in his site. You can tell a lot about a person by watching and paying attention to their social media. And so, John, we're gonna dig a little bit. John, I see you on the screen. I see everything. I see John cracking up right now. But John, we're gonna dig a little bit into your mind here. Here we go. Let's take a look at John a little bit here. And so here's John's page. I don't know, John. I don't know what this means. I don't know. I don't know, John. Is that you or is that someone else? But if it is you, you're gonna pave your own way. Jeremiah says, time to join a band, maybe. So John is a well-connected person. He actually, I'm gonna make him talk about this because he says hello America, and the reason why John says hello America is, and the reason why John and I are doing this live session now and not last week is because John just got back from Singapore and India. So why the heck did he go to Singapore and India? I'll let him answer that. So it's a really cool, interesting thing, and he'll tell us about his experience in that regards. And so yeah, he just got back the other day. Really exciting to have John back. Here he is in India, I believe. Yeah, India. His introduction to India. But specifically, if you look at John material, if we scroll down, we'll see a little bit of John. I looked at this already somewhat, and there's a really cool thing that you'll see about John. Let's see if I can get the audio to come out though. So yeah, he's traveling. So he recently he's in a group again called 93 East with Vyong, and they released a song called Levels. It's really dope. We'll listen to it tonight if you haven't heard it already. Francis Mack actually put it out on a video. But big Chris Brown fan. So you're starting to see some of the music that he's helped to work on. He likes anime. Actually, if you watch, this is a really funny clip. He actually dubs. He does some dubbing of some of the. I think that's Chainsaw Man. I heard about it. John, you have to tell me about that. No, that's not Chainsaw Man. That's I can't remember the name of the anime, but that's not Chainsaw Man. I think this might be. I don't know. I haven't. Oh, that's Chainsaw Man. John, you have to tell me about Chainsaw Man. My brother-in-law was telling me about this, but I haven't actually watched it. Hentai, no. Look at Jean-Pa, hentai, bad. But here again, there's one video where he. Oh, I definitely dug far into John's history here. He did a lot of promotion for 93 East, and where is it? Yeah, so he worked with Jean-Pa. There's the most interesting thing I saw on John's page is actually the thing that really caught my eye was, if I can get to it. Wow, I looked back really far. Sorry, John, I went way back in your history. So he recently also performed at Hmong Days, Minnesota. PD Rock and I were talking about last night. PD and Dunza are the two people that are kind of spearheading it. They've been helping to run it for years. And John and Vyong were there. Or so actually, he was there swimming. I'll have to ask John exactly when he uses John versus swimming. There's one thing that he does right here. I think that's the most spectacular thing. And he's a big fan of this man here. This thing, let's see. My opinion, anybody touching vinyl is a spectacular person. You're touching vinyl, you're special in my heart. Just know that. And so, yeah, John's a really cool guy, super creative, and I'll prove it to you through the music in just a little bit. But also, you can find him on Swimin. If you go just Swimin, just like in the title, you can find him on YouTube, and then you can also find 93 East on Facebook. I'm speaking way too much. I'm not even the person of attention here. We need to get John 93 East. Yeah, 93 East, bro. 93 East. All right, John, let's get to it. Bro, how are you?
Yo, what's up?
So this is John in the flesh, musician out of the Twin Cities now. Now, are you St. Paul or Minneapolis? Or
St. Paul.
St. Paul.
Yep.
So the question that came up to my mind immediately, John, was, Okay, so when you go by John John and when you go by Swimin.
Um, dang, I go by everywhere else. I go by John John, but
Mhm.
Swimming is when I'm performing my solo stuff, or if I'm releasing like anything solo, then I'll go by Swimming. But other than that, like John John is usually the catch name.
So before we get too far out, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show everyone. So this is, I don't know John John well, but I am very impressed with his taste for music. Um, Really kind of like like when you say swimming, I wrote in my intro. I said wet. You got a wet sound. Uh, and oh man, we got hackers here. Oh man, look at this. We got hackers. Okay.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
see it.
we got trollers here. That's all good. But I'm gonna show them this song right away so they get a feel of you. This is the song that caught my eye about you because this sound right here, I don't see Hmong people doing this. I'm gonna show you really quick. This song, like, there's a couple artists in the community. I still wonder why you guys have not blown up yet. You being one of them, 'cause I think you're so, you guys are so talented, and your vibe is so different. But I'm gonna show them. It is the song that caught my ear to you, and it's Shadows, because it's so different. But I want to share with people if they haven't heard it, and this will give you a good idea of what swimming in this particular case sounds like. And the picture alone will be like, what's going on there? But it's so appropriate because the music is so spacey too. And are you cool if I show them Shadows?
Yeah, let's go. Run it.
Let's show them Shadows really quick, or Shadow. Super cool vibe. The guitar is all destroyed by effects, which is beautiful. You picked the picture?
Yeah, I did.
That's dope. So I don't think anyone craves his life in the Hmong community right now. I think that's fair to say.
Man, that'd be hard to do.
This is you singing.
Yep, that's me singing.
Like I was raised to be, to see, don't know if I feel a little depressed inside.
So you're a mix and master engineer. Did you end up mixing and mastering this song?
Yep. Mix, mastering, the whole thing.
Sometimes I feel like
I like the harmonies. I like the way you space out the vocals.
See, for all, the life is an act of faith and an act of gamble. The moment you take a step, you do so on an act of faith because you don't really know that the floor is not going to give under your feet. But this is the most powerful thing to be done. Surrender.
Getting off philosophical, John John.
Yeah, it's an audio clip I found.
Yeah. So one of the things I noticed right away from this song, the reason I was like, whoa, that song's so cool, is that the snare is off time. And when I found that it was off time, I was like, oh, that's why it sounds so dope. The snare is off. It's so
Thanks,
nice.
man. Appreciate it.
A lot of people don't notice that. I'm like, dude, he's not just quantizing. Don't quantize, guys. Don't over quantize like that.
Feel a little depressed inside. Don't wanna die. Sometimes I feel like I wanna try.
How would you describe this music?
It'll be more like an indie pop.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it'd be like an indie pop rock. Not necessarily rock, but that's an element. But it'll be like indie pop.
I think it's awesome.
I think they call this genre like bedroom pop.
Yep. It's dope.
Thanks.
So I saw you share this song. I was like, oh man, this guy's on a different level. He's not even trying to do what people are doing. It's like a complete different area. And so yeah, when I listened to it, I was like, man, that's just the snare alone. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the snare. Go back and listen to that song, please, and count the beats, and you'll see what the snare is doing. Uh, uh, it makes it buttery smooth. The difference, but what makes it buttery smooth, in my opinion, is the snare. But Jonathan, tell us about yourself. So how long have you been doing music now? Okay, so check this out. Oh, I want to show them one more thing, John. So they
Oh
know
yeah,
who
yeah.
you
Go
are.
ahead.
I'm gonna show them one more thing before I let you talk, and because this alone will speak volumes to itself. I'm gonna share one more thing with the folks so they know exactly what you really do, what your hustle really is. And I'm gonna show them our thing here. So I think people can see, let me make sure people can see this. So so what I was doing, John, was I was actually going through your stuff. I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna be searching for days about the regarding the songs that he's worked on, and I just asked you, okay, John, send me the link of the songs, and John sends me this huge list. It's just a partial list. I'm more than sure, but if you listen to these songs, and somehow somewhere would you say most of these is mixing and mastering?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right here,
How I send it to you is kind of like in a timeline of like the first song that me and the artist we worked together. Like it's kind of in a timeline.
So if you see these songs that I'm about to show you in our chat, then well, these are the songs that he helped mix and master. So you got Zhongpa here with Surprise, right here Zhongpa again, again. So you do a lot of your earlier work is Zhongpa for sure.
Yep.
So Zhongpa here, Zhongpa again with Sheila, and then Zhongpa again, and then here you start branching off into Surprise. Very early on, right, one of the artists right now that's kind of starting to hop on the scene is Kenji. People are gonna catch wind of him, and if you hear Surprise the song "Wow," it's Kenji that sings that "Wow Wow 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 Wow" part, and
Yeah.
so you were a piece of that early on. Peng Yuzhong, Surprise and Pong, and so you did a lot of work with Surprise.
Yeah.
And then Dorothy, Dorothy again, and then a lot of Dorothy. This song right here sounds like almost like a chanting song, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. The chords and everything.
Yeah, and then recently here, Chinu, we have Huovu branching out into Hmong, Hmong Tai Hmong Blanc, and then Chu Fang. And so look, guys, I'm telling you, he's behind the scenes, and and you know, John, I reached out to you a couple months ago, and I said, actually, what I haven't announced to the general public is that I'm eventually going to do a huge session. So this session is on emerging artists, but I'm going to eventually do a huge session on Hmong producers, mixers, mixing and mastering engineers in the background, because people are oblivious to the talent that's in the background, and it's about time that you guys get a little bit of light too. Let's close this. I'm gonna keep on rolling. So you're working with GY, who I'm trying to come on, but we can't get our schedule to work. And then Young, all obviously, and so forth. I know there's more than that, because in addition to the stuff that you're working with through Swimin too. So fair to say, in the least, you've got a huge repertoire, a huge system in the background. How long have you been in the grind?
Like just like the mixing mastering portion, or
Yep, just producing too. Well, let's talk about your journey. What age did you start doing music?
oh yeah, I probably started doing music when I was probably like 11 years old, probably
Wow,
11 or 10.
11.
Yeah, that's when like I dabbled into like just writing, like kind of like finding myself, like, hey, this is what I really like to do.
Wow.
You know, like some people when they find stuff, like they're like, oh yeah, I like to do this, but it's only like a short period of time, right? If they don't
Yeah.
get the result, they usually quit. But it was like something that I was like, dang, I was like really passionate about. It was like something that I could like like kind of express myself, you know. through music. So yeah, I started like pretty early.
Now, do you consider yourself a musician, or do you consider yourself as someone who just mixes and masters? How do you
Uh,
see yourself?
that's a hard question because I kind of do everything. So
You too. You can say all the above, long.
yeah, all the above. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we kind of talked about this, but is your preference to play the music, or do you prefer to sample?
Honestly, like coming from like a hip hop background, I like to sample.
Sample. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
there's something beautiful about sampling. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, who are what's your musical influence?
Musical influence. Well, it started out back in the days, right? It was like Tupac, of course. I think every Hmong guy was with
Tupac, yeah.
Tupac back then.
Yeah.
Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas, uh, and then I think Kanye West eventually had a really big influence in my life. I mean, hopefully I don't get canceled for this, but yeah, for sure.
No, Kanye is brilliant. He's
Yeah,
a
he's a genius. He's like I really admire him because back then everything was like pretty much you got to be a gangster, right? You got to rap about gangster stuff. You got to live the gangster life, right? To
yeah,
get that credibility. But when Kanye West came along, he was a nerd. He was a
yeah,
nerd that was just trying to get his music out there. That just want people to listen to his music instead of being a producer.
yeah,
So, but he was a nerd, so nobody took him seriously. But when he beat 50 Cent in that sales, it completely changed the game.
yeah. Because he was at one point he was like in dress shirts and slacks.
Yep.
He didn't do any of that.
Nope.
Um, it's unfortunate what's happening to him now, but he's a smart guy, really smart guy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think he's a walking piece of art.
Yeah, he thinks out of the box for sure. People make fun of him a little bit, but no, but he's ahead of the curve. That's why.
Yep. For sure.
So let's see here. Sang Yang says hi. Sang from Sacramento. He says hey long and John John.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, your boy's here. Bayong says let's go, John.
Yeah, he's probably working. What's up?
Cool. Jesus is here. Hey, Jesus. Jesus is he's the father of a Hmong band called Sang. Super talented. If you're not familiar,
Oh.
right
His
here,
name-
Jesus.
his name's really Jesus
Well,
or Jesus.
that's kind of like a nickname. So
Okay.
I'm repping his kid's shirt right now, Sang band. But as a kid, I think the story he told me was that he used to wear one of those long white shirts all the way to his floor, so it looked like the long dress shirt that Jesus used to wear. Like I think that's the story. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jesus.
That's funny.
Yeah. Michelle says connect and share your music with Michelle. Michelle's the host of KBIF 900 in Fresno. They got a Hmong radio station.
Oh,
So
that's cool. That's
they
dope.
have like a couple hour block every afternoon. If you search for Facebook KBIF 900, you'll see her. They usually live stream their stuff, and it's really cool because you can go onto their live sessions,
Mhm.
and basically they'll tell you what song you want to hear, and you type it in, they'll play it. They have it.
Oh, that's cool. That's
You should
dope.
definitely drop some of your music. Like she puts a lot of music that's not like there's a Hmong music that's kind of like we're talking about. It's kind of like Hmong mainstream that everyone knows, but the
Mhm.
people that people might not know, like a Blue Devil. She plays a lot of Blue Devil too.
Yeah.
Yeah, toss at her your music, and yeah, go up there and interact, and she'll put your stuff out there.
Hey, yeah, that's dope. I'll most definitely reach out for sure.
Yeah, she's a really nice person too. Let's see. So, we got some talk here. John John is one of my favorite Hmong artists right now. I know. I share that sentiment too. People don't get it. John is so talented. Like John.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's the thing. Like Hmong music scene is like it's like a huge collection of musicians. Uh, but the stuff that you guys are putting out, in my opinion, is completely different.
Mhm.
Completely different vibe and whatnot. And like I said, it's only a matter of time before you and Vayong break out. I would love to eventually record you guys at a big show and show people exactly how talented you guys are. Because I think you're gonna set yourself apart once they see you guys perform live.
Yeah, for sure. That's the main goal for sure. Yeah, that's something that we're definitely looking forward to. We're definitely looking forward to performing our new set for sure. So, any promoters out there, let us know.
Yeah, well, we had some promoters here on with us last night. You were there.
Yeah,
So, yeah, you know how PD and PD
Trey.
and Trey and them feel about it. They're all about the numbers. So you just got to get those numbers up.
Yep, for sure.
Um, right here, someone's saying Hmong weekend in the flesh party droppers.
I might know who that is.
So, um, you command your music well. These days, are you still producing music, or are you more into beats now, or what exactly are you doing for folks these days now, for the most part?
For the most part, it's just more like mixing and mastering and uh, maybe song arrangements for sure. Like let's say they get stuck in a chorus or they're wondering like, hey, should this go here? Should this go that? I'll like have some input. It's really hard to have your input, but me just being kind of I don't know. Well, I say like kind of sharpened experience a little bit, so I kind of know like, hey, maybe this might sound good. You could try this, right? But don't always take my opinion for it. But I'll give them my opinion, but usually, yeah, just more like the mixing and mastering side for a lot of the folks here.
So John and I were actually talking about this earlier because I don't mix much, I don't master much. I'm aware of it, but kind of this show is interactive. So if you're watching John and myself right now, and you have questions, we invite you to ask the questions. We're not gonna get technical, but if you guys
Yeah,
do ask John technical questions, John gonna get tech. I said John, go ahead, get technical. And then if someone asks you a technical question, then that's why John's here. If you guys feel free to ask any questions you guys want. And like I said, this is a community, and our guest tonight on the Hmongoose Live community is a John. So John, so you started a lot with Jean Pa. What's it like working with that guy?
oh, that guy's talented. Like melody wise, like he's really talented. He would just come up with things on the spot. Um, but usually, he records pretty fast too, like
Mm.
really fast. Like we would take like at least like maybe only 2 sessions to record the whole song. So like he would lay everything out during the first sessions and then take up a listen and then he'll come back and finish the song. But yeah, really talented guy, really talented. He knows his market and he knows his fans and he's not scared to try new things. That's what I like about Jean Pa. He'll like come out with a different song, like different type of song, like every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound the same, right? From his past song. It's
Yeah.
always like something new. So that's what I do like about Jean Pa.
Yeah, he's voiced that a couple of times. He's like, "Oh man, I think I want to do something country." The
Yeah,
last time
yeah.
I was texting him, he was like, "Oh man, I want to do something. Let's do something like The Weekend. Let's do some '80s type
Yeah.
of vibe." And so he's always interested in mixing up. I think that's smart because he's keeping himself fresh, and he's definitely changing it up. All right,
Yes.
so check this out, guys.
Talented guy. Yep.
You guys have to. So if so we can't see who you are. It's a Facebook glitch. So if you write something to us, please add like a little dash in your name so we know
Yeah,
who you
put
are.
your name down.
Once I pull it up, then we just see. I would love to collab with John one day, but I don't know who this is, unfortunately. So just type say so if this is like whatever, if this is like some big Hmong artist, and John needs to know. Shoot,
Yeah,
Jonathan,
put your name down.
are you interested in collabing with people at this point?
Right now, like me and Young, we're like being super strategic on a lot of things. So collaboration, yes, we are open to collab, but it just depends on who and depends on when and where. So that's how we're going about things at the moment. But usually I'm down to collab with anybody.
Yeah.
But
Sweet.
my window is kind of closing, so we're being super strategic about everything at the moment.
Okay, so a little bit of feedback from Jeng Tuli. Love the Shadow song. First time hearing it, just like me, people loving it. John, when they hear it for the first time, will sub for sure. One big question is, would mix mastering a song on is mixing and mastering on GarageBand possible?
Yes, it's possible.
What
It's
do you
very
use?
possible.
What do you use, John?
I'm using Pro Tools at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm using Pro Tools, but growing up, I've always been using Logic,
Mm-hmm.
but I switched to Pro Tools just in case there's like any opportunities that come up that I have to hit up the studio, like a big studio, and all they have is Pro Tools. So
Nice.
that's why I'm using Pro Tools.
I actually started with Pro Tools. I now use Logic. I just find Logic easy to. It's pretty simple to songwrite on Logic.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't. It doesn't handle audio nearly as good as Pro Tools.
yeah.
Um, but what did you first start on at 11?
Audacity.
Audacity. Oh boy, Audacity. I remember
That
that
was
now.
Audacity, Mixcraft, Cool Edit Pro, FL Studio,
Yeah.
then Logic 9, then Logic 10.
Logic
Yeah.
10. Yeah. Sweet. I'm almost gonna. I don't think I'll ever use Pro Tools, but
No, don't use Pro Tools. Pro Tools is outdated.
but I'm about to jump onto Ableton
No, Ableton's nice.
because I'm looking at some of the stuff that the DJs are doing with the audio, and I'm like, oh man, that'd be like 10 steps in Logic Pro. They're doing
Yeah.
all that in one step, and it's clean too.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we got my cousin long hair here. Okay, John, I got a
What's up?
cousin my same age. We went to high school together. Both names exactly long hair. We got into so much trouble in high school. You can ditch one. They call the other one. And so
Yeah.
the other one gets. I remember getting called into the principal's office. We caught you ditching. I was like, nope, that wasn't me. So we got each other out of. He doesn't know, but I got him out of trouble a couple times. Yeah. So right here, he's a true artist. He's a true artist. Let's see here if
Thanks.
anyone got questions. You guys got to hit up John with questions because that's why he's here. Joe Moore is the promoter under High Hang, so he's keeping an eye on you. Nyo Jong Long and Swimin. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm a more too, so yeah, hit me up.
Poyama, do you know this guy?
Yeah, I know that guy.
And
What's up?
Li Ku says,
Oh yeah, so Cooley, he's actually the one that took the photos for our levels. So shout out.
Nice. Even your guys' choice of photo is interesting because you guys are like turned halfway away or the other way in those photos.
Yeah, I like the mysterious aspect of things.
Well, let's do this. We talked about levels a lot. Let's talk a little bit about levels and let's go to levels then. Let's
For
talk
sure.
93 East. So tell us, what is 93 East? What is 93 East referring to?
93 East is referring to the year that we were born, both in 93, and we live in the East Side. We just kept it simple, nothing crazy. Because we were thinking about names, but we're like, dang, like let's just go with something simple. Because like, yeah, as long as the name is not corny, the music speaks for itself. So we're like, you know what? We're both born in 93. We live in the East Side. Just make it simple, So that's where the name came from.
We kind of mentioned it, but let's say it again for those people who are kind of at any given time on these live sessions, people are coming and going. So your partner in 93 East is who again?
Vyong.
Yep, Young. And how did you guys meet up? How do you guys know each other?
So me and his parents and my parents, well, I went to church. We all went to church together, but he went to school in St. Cloud, so we never really got to link up until like after he graduated. And then I left my studio equipment at his place, and then he wanted to record some songs, so that's just kind of where it started.
Nice. And then you guys just hit it up, and
yep,
here it is. This is the first one, first song
that we recorded,
that you released.
Yeah, through 93s. Yep,
Okay.
It's the first one. Yep.
And so I'll tell y'all a secret. John hasn't said it, but if you look in his history, you'll see some of their other songs too. If you guys really want to hear what they're working on, you can hear some of the other songs, which is it's really interesting music too. Sorry, John, I have to give you guys
for sure.
see a little. If you don't want to wait to see John, don't delete it. By the way, no, if you want
Yeah.
to see some of the stuff,
No,
that
I'll
they're
leave it
also-
there.
if you scroll through his history, you'll see some of the other music that they're working on, which is really dope. So let's show this really quick here. So I'm digging the Street Fighter theme. I don't know if a lot of people know Street Fighter, but that's kids of my generation. It was all Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
for sure.
So
That's
I
where
appreciate-
that's where I got the inspiration from.
Yeah. Is that just font you guys use, or do you guys have to custom make that?
No, it's custom.
Custom, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Besides the credit thing, that's font, but then like the Street Fighter logo thing, yeah, that was custom.
All right. So this is not 93 East Swimin John, but he's under Swimin with Vayong. So John and Mike, we might jabber a little bit. If you want to listen to this song in peace, then you're gonna have to go and replay it.
You know I do
Yeah.
it for the team.
I remember putting a lot
We
of quarters
get
into
that
these Street
money,
Fighter
get
games.
that green. No need to flex up on no old hoes. We just gon' pop out on the scene. You rockin' gold, I'm rockin' VVS's. I got a chain while you still got a necklace. Boy, you a cat, get off my level now. Get off my level.
This is you right here, right, John?
Get off my level now.
This is the young.
Vayong.
Get off my level now. You ain't on my level now.
So that kicks you in the face.
Get
Yeah,
off
it's
my
a
level now.
fat kick.
Yeah, I pull up quick, jump in the whip, look in the glove, load up the clip. You is my shooter, I'm a boss. I just say when, and it go off. I'm making moves, I never lose. I'm steady working, you still on snooze. I get the food, you get the scraps. I'm a dog and you was a cat, pussy. Pull up to the club, pay to say what's up.
Explicit.
Rolling up that kush, smoking on that good. Get to the bag, homie, dip back to the hood. Yes, sir. Counting cash on me, you wish that you could. Stacking my chips and I'm building my wealth. No one to turn to, I did it myself. You asking for hand, what the fuck do you mean? I risked everything, all in for my team. So I'm played out and I'm whack. But you steady watching my snap. Trying to study me in my every move while your bitch yelling that's back for the team. Ha. We get that money, get that green. No need to flex up on no old hoes. We just gon' pop out on the scene. You rockin' gold, I'm rockin' VVS's. I got a chain while you still got a necklace. Boy, you a cat, get
John, is this
get off my level
is this
now.
your
Get off my level now.
this is your production, or is this someone
Get
else's
off
beat?
my level
That's
now.
someone's beat.
Get off my level.
Yeah, we don't make the beats for 93s.
Do you guys ever consider doing that?
Get off my level now.
Yeah, maybe when the income is right.
Shots when I'm down, baby, stop, cause I'm loud. If you know, I'm a king, I don't need no fucking crown. Money moves, make it rain, all the paper falling down. Money moves, make it rain, yeah, you know we come around, yeah. Back in I'm broke, I didn't know better. Looking at cheese, I want the green cheddar. Then I was young, she was a cheater. Got money now, pocket so deep. Got my dick right next to heat. Now I know I never go fold. Fuck your shit, it's getting too old. Fuck us, bitch, we getting that gold. This the sound we elevate. Getting bread, we getting paid. With the jumper fade away. We don't ever pay no mind. Always staying on the straight. Never fuck you know I do it for the team. We get that money, get that green. Get that money, get that green. No need to flex up on no old hoes. We just gon' pop out on the scene.
So I think a lot of artists, they kind of struggle to write catchy hooks. And this song's got hooks on
Boy,
it.
you a cat, get off my level now. Get off my level now. Get off my level now.
Yeah. Honestly, this wasn't even gonna be the first initial release or the first song that we wanted to drop. But yeah, we figured that let's just get something out. And then I was like, yeah, let's just get something out that it's a good intro to us. Because we performed twice together as 93s, right? I think once for PD and then another for an event, and obviously at the State Fair, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't have any songs out like on YouTube. So we're like, hey, let's just drop this. We'll just make a visualizer with a little video in the back of us driving away, right? Kind of with the Street Fighter thing too. Kind of like, hey, you're entering to like our game, our world type of deal. So that's the little concept that we came up with.
I like that. Creative. That's super creative. We got a question from none other than Blue Devil. Hey, Blue Devil, thanks for joining us.
What's
Have
up?
you ever come across people that tells you to stop using autotune? He uses a lot of autotune, by the way. That's why he's asking.
Oh, honestly, not really. But I heard it from my I hear it from other people, right? Like my other peers, like, hey, or like people tell them to stop using autotune or not. But the honest truth is, everybody use autotune. Everybody, like your favorite artists, they all use autotune, even if it's just a little bit. There's autotune because it just polishes the song, it glues the song together.
Yep. So that's coming from a mixing and mastering person. Yep, I agree. People, I don't know, maybe Adele's using it too. I'm pretty sure Adele's using it too.
Yeah.
You just don't know. She might not be using it a lot, but
Yeah.
But
or
like,
if she's not using autotune, she's using they pitch corrected her voice, her notes. Yeah,
Melodyne.
which is kind of the same thing, anyways, because you're tweaking the voice or the vocals.
Yep. I know that if you watch Dua Lipa,
Mhm.
if you watch so Ian Kirkpatrick does a lot of her production, and he puts out his production videos, how he auto tunes her voice. Oh man, there's a lot of work done in the back.
Yeah, I mean the number one artist in the world, Bad Bunny, he used autotune.
Yeah.
It's the number one artist.
That's just the thing now. Like I remember the first artist that made, in my opinion, that made auto-tune famous was Cher.
Yeah.
When she did "Do You Believe," that "Believe" song, and that was the first time I heard auto-tune. I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool."
See, the thing about autotune is that if you're not good, autotune is not gonna you're not gonna get the outcome that you want. Like you got to be like good to even use autotune. Otherwise, the thing about autotune is you got to have the voice. If you don't have the voice, autotune is not going to help you.
Who's that singer that won the Mask? He won the Mask, but he always sings with autotune.
Oh, T-Pain.
T-Pain, that's right. T-Pain,
Yeah.
He won it, but man, that guy, when you're talking about you still have to be talented.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was I'm pretty sure that was the first time the mainstream world ever heard his voice without autotune on.
Yeah, for sure.
And that guy was amazing. Crazy.
Yeah, you got to be at least like somewhat good for autotune to even work, but autotune for me, it's like a flavor, it's needed. I mean, some songs they probably won't use it, like a more like acoustic track, but other than that, like just in production wise, it's kind of needed.
Do you use Melodyne much?
Only a little bit, honestly. Sometimes I get too lazy to go in and fix all the notes.
Yeah.
So I just
Melodyne is so advanced, John, that you can auto-tune guitars. You can strum, and it'll split your guitar by the strings, and if a string is off, you can retune the string. That's how sophisticated auto-tuning is. So Blue Devil, if someone says to you, you're auto-tuning too much, and they're lying to you. A lot of people auto-tune, if not everybody, trust me. The artist might not even know that his producers or his or her producers auto-tuning them.
Yeah, for sure. Don't worry about it. Just keep using autotune. You do you.
So let's see here. So Lee Dong says, "Hi, John.
What's up?"
He says, "Bro, talented to the max. He does his own while helping the big name artists. They just don't know. Love you, John.
Hey, Lee Don's a very talented singer too.
Is he from the Midwest?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so we got to watch out for this guy too. But yeah, it's time to. There's a lot of people behind the scenes, and Hmong people don't know who they are, and you're definitely one of them. The names that shoot out to me in the Midwest is definitely John. I haven't met him yet, but Kinang, who's also a freaking very talented singer.
Kinang's a beast.
Yeah, he's saying he's been singing a lot, but I'm like, I don't know if maybe he doesn't like to perform live. I don't see very much live footage of him, but he's on.
He's like a background guy too. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the other guy that because I know he works a lot with Channing.
Hmm.
But Kinang, I heard his voice first when he sang the background for that Hmong song for Kevin I think Kevin Yang. And
Mm.
I was like, damn, whose voice is that? And I was Kinang, and you look around, Kinang performed with Cedric too.
Yeah.
Cedric the Hmong black guy.
Yeah. On it. Oh, he's Hmong. He's been hanging out with Hmong people for a long time. So he's just Hmong.
Honorary Hmongs.
Yeah.
He's more Hmong than probably you and me. Shoot.
Yeah, I agree.
Anne Marie says hi.
Hello.
Elvis is here. End the story from Las Vegas. How many roles are there? There you go. Good question. How many roles are there to create one song other than the vocalist? Oh boy, he's rabbit hole question. Here we go, John.
How many roll?
Mhm.
Shoot. There's a lot. There's a kind of mixing and mastering. Sometimes one guy's just mixed, the other guy mastering. Or you could do both. One person could do everything with the songwriting and the vocalist, But if you're talking about it industry wise, there's songwriters, there's hook writers. You got 5 guys, 6 guys or girls in the studio writing one song.
Yeah.
It's it's
How much
endless.
money you got?
Yeah, it's endless. Like, to be honest, I like writing my stuff, but if I could have a team to write and I just chime in, I'd rather have that.
Yeah. Elvis, if you look at, for a good example, is if you pull up like Justin Bieber on YouTube, if you
Mhm.
pull down, maybe we just do it together. Let me check this out really quick. But if you pull down a Justin Bieber song, like for example, Justin Bieber's kind of like the high end though. Not everyone's
He
gonna have
is.
what Justin Bieber has, but Justin Bieber pretty much like he's kind of like the. I mean, that's like
Like
peak.
Justin Bieber, Love Yourself.
Yeah.
That song, it's an Ed Sheeran song.
Yep. So he's got a songwriter number one, but there's a whole lot more to that too because there's people that are they're just writing like. There's a guy just doing part of who writes his chorus. There's probably another guy
Yep.
who just writes his verse. There's probably a couple people involved in the writing
Right.
process. He's not like other artists where they'll write most of it. Let's see if I can pull this out.
Yes, yeah, because like even if let's say you buy a song and you buy the lyrics, right, and you tweak like 2 words, you could put yourself as a credit of songwriting.
Yeah. I can't I can't pull it up right now because I can't find it. But to answer your question, and the story, some of the young Mika artists now, if you can get it on the right page, if you can find the data on it, like if you look at Justin Bieber, boom, you'll see his 12 editors and producers. So
Mhm.
we were talking about autotune, right? What people don't know is that they hire a guy or gal just to do the auto-tune because that's
Yep.
all they do all day long. That's a part of the writing process.
Yep.
So when I say it just depends on how much money you got, it comes down to that. Like there's a guy who's just writing the chorus, there's a guy who's just playing the guitar, the piano, all that is.
And sometimes those songwriters, they don't even get credit. Like their name is not on there, but then they do win a Grammy. If that song wins a Grammy, they do win it.
Yep.
But then you won't see their name on there. Because I know a guy from Minnesota. He's a Kidu guy. He writes songs for Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he actually do win Grammys if Chris Brown win a Grammy, or if Chris Brown get nominated, he does get the nominated list.
Yeah, he gets acknowledged. I think
Yeah,
that's good.
but then his name will never be credit on there because
The general, just like I'll be honest, John, just like you. I mean,
Yeah.
like on Jongpa's song, he credits you,
Mhm.
but no one knows.
Yeah, no one knows unless they
People
look
don't catch
deep
eye.
into it.
Yeah, they don't catch eye to it unless they know to look.
Mhm.
Which is that's all right. That goes with it, but people don't realize how much mixing and mastering goes into it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the difference between a song being successful and a song failing. Like the first song where I learned about mixing and mastering was it was actually Nirvana. Remember that rock band, that
Yep.
grunge band Nirvana? Nirvana, the song that put them on the spot was Smells Like Teen Spirit. Remember that song? Um, and that song, it was in this mixing book, and the guy showed us the different mixes because you can get those stems. And so he was showing us before it was mixed, which was awful. It was bad. And what happened afterwards. And there's actually two mixes of that song that exist. One by Butch Vig, and another by the other guy that made it famous, and Night and Day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy. Because if you guys remember that song Apple Bottom Jeans by Flowrider, that song is actually mixed and mastered like I think 8 times before they were like, okay, let's release the song.
I remember so before I left Paradise, we were working on some music. Oh man, there's this one song that has not seen the light of day yet. I don't know if it ever will, but it's done. But oh my god, that song, we must have mixed and mastered it like 50 times. Easy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the kick's not big enough. Oh, let's change the kick. Oh, I don't like the kick. We're gonna add this other kick. Oh, okay, we're gonna add this other part. It's not ambient enough. Oh, it's not 3-dimensional enough. We're gonna remix. All that is, and you can mix this. You could probably mix the same song 5 times. It'll be different 5 times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sometimes if you don't get the result, you just got to try a new guy. Or a new person to mix. Yeah.
No mix engineer, no 2 mix engineer will mix the same. That's impossible.
Yeah. For sure.
So I guess to answer your question, Elvis, a lot of rows, more than we could probably count.
Yep.
Same question from him. Yep. So Pee Wee says, true talent right here. Love your vision and array of sounds, genres, and creations. Very nice. So for you, huge Kanye West influence. What kind of, if we just looked at your phone right now and your Spotify and whatnot, what kind of music are you listening to like right now?
Honestly, I don't even listen to rap. Not that much anymore. If I just go, I listen to like a lot of instrumental stuff. There's this band that I've been listening to, Polyphia. You know Polyphia? If you don't know Polyphia, check them out. They have a feature with Steve Vai. But their guitar playing is crazy. It's off the chart. It's something new. I listen to a lot of like international artists too. I just listen to like a bunch of random stuff, to be honest. I listen to like a lot of music, a lot of different music.
That's smart.
Yeah,
that's really smart, because like if you just listen to the same stuff, you're gonna stay in your bubble and you won't be able to create interesting music, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially
I switch it up. You know, like there will be days that I listen to this, or there will be like next week I might listen to something else. Like it's never the same. Like I might listen to like techno like the next week, you know.
Yeah. You know what's fun is actually listening to genres of music, and you don't know how good it is until you try to reproduce it in the studio. And you're like, I don't even have a clue what the heck they did to make that sound.
Right.
And that's when you start respecting music, not just the music, but then when you start to actually try to reproduce their mix. And you're like, oh man, they're like, I'm a peon, and they're like God status right now.
Yeah, like trust me, man. There's like times where I'm like, dang, how do I get it to sound like that? You know, it's like when I referencing mix, it's so hard because I'm like, I mean, that's how you get better too. You got to reference mix. So
okay, well, let's talk about that, because people don't know what that is. We know what that is. Tell them what reference mix is.
So reference, if your ego is not high, copy another person's mix. Like copy your favorite song. If it sounds alike, like let's say I've had Bruno Mars records, right? And it sounds like a Bruno Mars record, I'll go to listen to that Bruno Mars song and I'll try to copy the same sound, the same cadence of like how loud it is, how bright is the song, or how, you know, just how the song feels. So I would try to copy that.
Yeah. So you're using it as kind of like a
Like a
gauging
template.
tool for your own music too.
Yeah. Yep. And that's how you get better as a mixing engineer. So never be scared to like pull up, use other people's mixes. That's how you get better.
I think that's the only way to get better
Yep.
because otherwise you're kind of just
In the
getting
dark.
lost.
Yeah. You're in the dark trying to figure things out,
Yeah.
And it takes years for your ears to like pick up certain things. But when you start referencing mixes, then that's when you could pick it up faster.
Yep. And so you're in your 20s. You start when you're 11. What people don't realize is to be competent in mixing and mastering. Like if you read the professionals, they'll tell you 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Until you feel like you're really confident. So to give you guys an idea of how talented John is, just take heed to what I just said.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It took a long time because you don't know what you're listening to, Like you're just kind of picking off things. You kind of know, oh, this sounds good. This doesn't sound good. It's all about like just mixing and trials and errors and just developing the ear, developing that taste. And obviously listen to like a lot of music.
Yeah.
Different type of music.
I'm gonna say this just because it's true, and if people can disagree. But I think by the time you're mastering, you're pretty much. Man, people don't want to hear this, but you're a nerd.
Yeah,
You gotta be a nerd to mix and match. I don't care. Dr. Dre is a nerd. Okay?
Yeah,
Kanye West is a nerd, because there's no way that you're gonna survive in mixing and mastering without being a nerd. Because I'm not gonna talk about it here because it's not the place, but trust me, you cannot mix and master without being a nerd. Because if you're not a nerd, you're just not gonna make it. Would you agree, John?
Yeah, I agree because it takes patience and you got to sit for a long time, like listen to the same thing over and over again. Like I don't sing like ZPX, I don't, but I bet you I could perform his songs because I listen to so much,
It's like okay, Fast and Furious. Right? Those like an 8-10 second car. I don't care what you say, those guys look tough, but whoever's tuning that car is a nerd.
Yeah, for sure.
That mechanic is a nerd, has to be a nerd. And that's kind of to give people the idea of what John does and why I have so much high regard for him is because he's a dope rapper, but trust me, for a dope rapper that knows how to mix and masters and does it well, there's a lot of talent and high intelligence involved in that regards. But I'll stop ranting. Let's stop ranting, John. Also, the collaborator is Magic Hang. That's
what's up, Magic?
So Magic, yeah. So I'd love to see Magic collab with John Michelle. Yeah.
Okay, one day, for sure.
Magic, he just said it. If he goes back on his word, put up this video and show it to John. You see it right here, bro?
I say one day for sure.
Lee Dong says, I want to see John Magic collab. Yep. Jameson says, give me a shout out. All right, shout out.
What's
Jameson.
up? What's up, Satch?
Oh, that's Satch. Oh, that's
That's
Ninja.
Satch.
That's Ninja right there. Very nice. I first met him in the backstage of a Paradise concert, and they got off work, and dude just came up and came back.
Very cool, very smart guy.
Yeah,
much respect.
Am I the only one using sonar? I don't know.
No, you're not. I know there's a lot of people that still use cake sonar for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for coming. Justin, when's the album dropping?
No album. We're not really focusing on albums. I think we're just focusing on songs, and then when there's just enough songs to drop an album, that we'll just put them together and drop an album. But we want to just come out with singles.
Nice. Fu says, keep it up.
What's up?
Kong from your neck of the woods says hello.
What's up, Kong?
Kong is one of the young guys, but he's playing that more traditional style, pretty good at it too. Pee Wee again says, what is your current muse? And where do you find inspiration for writing? So you kind of talked about what you're listening to already, but what's your inspiration for writing?
Inspiration for writing. Honestly, it's different, like I think when I'm writing like swimming material, it's more like I'm trying to be like more intimate,
Mm.
uh kind of more personal per se, right? And then when it comes to like 93E stuff, it's more like a flex mode or maybe love songs or pop songs, a little bit more trendy stuff. So it's kind of everywhere, but I just kind of find my inspiration through like how I'm feeling or what I'm going through,
Mm.
but less per se like kind of where I'm at or where's the world at. But it's like nothing super deep because there's nothing super deep in my life to be to be writing like that. But yeah, it just depends.
Nice, nice. Let's see here. Chilang says, "Gang, gang, lai
Hey,
lai."
what's up?
Oh, I don't know about that, but let's see here. So we have a watcher. Mo tu poni to kono kuchi pa yan the blog pa yan the Thai ba ni de mong be je yo yamu we de ning chi cho hai lo mong le. Yeah, he wrote it in English too. He probably translated it. He probably used Google Translator. But yeah,你用一个系嘛，就是你接 plot 单拖，就是俾住佢古天講咗咁俾忙一下，
Cool.
估啊是估，
Yep.
因係忙嘛，就是平到隻 nhớ tới cho mình cái gì hay mình cần nói chuyện, nhưng thực sự係忙nói係tôi ý à, 就是個 John one of the things I see because talk 估做luôn thôi cho mong lo trôi nè, they write like a slang mong. They
Yeah.
use a lot of slang in their Hmong writings. And when I first started, the Gunya Huanying, the Hmong no Chula Sham the Hmong na, it's just a shorthand, and I couldn't at first Gunyang thought, but it's kind of cool too. But yeah,
Yeah.
you like the pony high no ma in Gujin Jang the New York Yamu New York Baitan Tola New York Long Geo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to one of your songs now. This is not specifically it's not a 93E song, but it is one of the swimming your own swimming song. I'm gonna show two of the swimming songs. The first one is one that you wrote a while back, and you actually featured a prominent artist, and you had Channing with you. Let me show it really quick here. It's called "Losing My Mind." How did you get hooked up with Channing?
Shoot. I think I remembered he first came out the song HKIT, and then
Hmm.
I was like, dang, this guy's really good. Because at this point, I wasn't working with anybody yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't working anybody yet. I was living in Brooklyn Park at this time. Well, yeah. And then I heard HKIT, and then I was like, oh shoot, this guy's freaking good. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like this is a Hmong R&B type of shit. Like I haven't heard this stuff before.
Have you messed with his stems?
No, because his main guy is Kineng.
Kineng, yeah.
Yeah, but then when he sent me the only time I messed with it was this song. But yeah, I heard him and I was like, dude, this guy's really talented. Like it's some R&B stuff, but it's like in a different cadence,
Yeah.
And then I know he got like a lot of backlash on like, oh, the Hmong doesn't make sense or whatnot, right? But Jay Chow, a lot of Chinese people don't know what he's saying too.
Hmm.
And I have Chinese friends, right?
Mhm.
Because when you're speaking in your native tongue or you're saying it in your native tongue, you got to switch things around, like make it poetic or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't always like sound technically correct.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't listen to the song close. I listened to it, but I didn't listen to Channing's part close. I don't know how much of the harmonies he used, but when I did a live session with Channing, the one thing I noted and learned about him is that guy is tedious about his vocals.
Oh yeah, he stacks harmonies like I don't know, maybe like 8 tracks.
Yeah, like I was looking at, I was like, whoa, there's a lot going on here. I don't even think people know, and I think that's what really sets Channing apart, though. Not his vocals. His vocals are excellent, but what sets him apart is his harmonies, in my opinion. That's what people don't realize from the production side.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it if you listen to his live performances.
Hmm.
I do a lot of videography. I record a lot of a bulk of what I do when I'm not doing Mongoose live is I'm doing concert footage of these guys. And if you listen to his live track where his main vocal is removed, then you can really hear his harmonies. And that's when I realized, whoa, he's got some freaking weird harmonies going on, like beautiful harmonies.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, oh, this guy's talented. He's not like doing like one thing. No, he knows how to a certain degree. He knows how to mix too.
Yeah. He's really good at stacking his vocals and make it sound really, really complete. Make the song sounds really complete. So that's what Channing is really good at.
Yeah. All right, let's check this out. Let's check this song out. Let me know if you want it louder, John. That's good.
Turn it down a little bit, just for me.
Oh, turn it down.
Yeah, just for me. So I could hear you. Okay.
I'm not to turn down for everyone.
Oh no, you're fine.
Over you, losing my mind over you. That's how I get it down. Losing my mind over you.
So that's sampling the back, right?
Yep.
Now is this a beat or is this something you created?
No, this is just a beat. At this point, I'm already too busy making beats.
In the back there, is that Channing or is that Sam?
Oh, that's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Baby, let's just get high. Baby, know you alright. And we ain't gotta play. Like it's every day. Walk past, hold up, play it back. Killing me with that ass when you wearing that dress. I don't mean no disrespect, but you better than that facts. You already know coming out and looking like that. What a cool thing, muti lavi kubaka. Tere kuyo only ka, deli toka. She won't do kuchamboka, vi mana santoka that time. Slow down, slow mo. Oh no, I'm in that danger zone. You make me lose my mind. I'm losing my mind over you. Losing my mind over you. That's how I get it down. Losing my mind over you. Losing my mind over you. That's how we get around.
Let me do this one time, yeah.
Baby, kubaka. Iling simana. Waku lushi shasha. Baby, kusataka. Umali taka. Taka iling sim. Baby, kumataka. Yeah.
So that was nice. Really nice. Really simple song, but not as complicated, but not as simple as people would think too.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. What was your inspiration for that song?
I just kind of want to go for like something that was like kind of like sound like an old school R&B song, sort of.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I was like, and then me and Channing, we always talk about like, oh, just making a song together. So I was like, oh shoot, well, because like Channing's music is kind of like it's more popish, right? I think he sounds really good when like a song is a pop song, like pop chords,
Mhm.
kind of like a Bozzy type song.
Mhm.
But I was like, dang, well, let me do this and let me have him on it, see how he sounds like, you know. So
Nice. That's good. Good.
yeah, so that was like my idea of like, oh yeah, let me see how Channing sounds on this type of record, and let me do this type of record, you know.
Nice. Yeah, I got some comments here. These two going to be a problem in the Hmong music scene. Yeah, fire. Can't wait to see them perform.
Thanks.
What was
Mhm.
your experience like performing at Minnesota? So did you and Vayong do 93 East at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time?
yeah, yeah. We did. Yeah, we did. They just messed up the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whoever
What
did
was
the
your experience
flyer.
like together on stage? That was like you said you performed 2 times together.
Yeah, we performed 2 times, but dang, I can't even lie. Like performing at the state fair is hard
Hmm.
when you're. It's hard when you're not performing Hmong songs. First of all,
Hmm.
and then second of all, it's even harder when you're doing English song in front of a Hmong crowd,
Yeah.
and it's just a 2-track, right?
Yeah.
Now that's even harder. I think it would be better if it's a live band and then English song because then the live band could hype it up, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was okay. It was okay because it was a hard crowd to reach because there's there's a lot of people first of all, and they're not Hmong songs, but it
But
was a good
at,
it was a
at
good
that
experience.
point, you guys had not released anything yet either.
Yeah, we haven't released anything either, so just that, and it's a mixed crowd. It's all different ages, from like your grandma, your grandpa, to like little kids. So at that point, if it's not a catchy Hmong song, nobody will probably know. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, but it was a good experience though. Shout out to Petey.
For real. Good. Good. So, uh, Chilang says, "Let me get in that remix."
Yeah, that's Mr. Chillax. Is a good, yeah, he's a good artist too.
Nice. Is he also from the Midwest?
To be honest, I forgot where he's from, but he has really good stuff. Yeah.
I'll have to look him up. It seems like, man, I dabbled into the emerging artists, and I was like, whoa, there's a lot of emerging artists now.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists that's keeping behind the bench.
Yeah. Matthew says, "What up? Thank you for joining us, Matthew."
What up?
And then we got someone says that John makes auto tune sound good.
And we need names.
So a little bit of feedback. It's real feedback. I enjoy the music, but some lyrics are too extreme to play on air. Yeah. So Michelle's she's a radio person, so that's what she's talking about.
Oh yeah.
She might have to play some of your songs on the air. She kind of said that to the Blue Devil.
I have some songs that is not explicit, but yeah.
And Tu Cheng. Hey, Tu Cheng, how are you?
Yeah, we worked together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked together on his first album. It was a fun project to work on, and it was like kind of my first days of like mixing and mastering for somebody else. So shout out.
He's one of the first people that I spoke to on Hmongoose Live too. So really appreciative Tu Cheng for coming live with me really early on. It wasn't even that long ago, maybe a year, not even a year. And so yeah, he says I can't say that though. VX says, "Yep, sup to the goat."
Oh, what's up, V?
Yeah, VX. Vice says, "Bro, John is the ears to all the Hmong artists." People, what Vice just said, he's not lying. He's not even lying. He's not even lying about that.
Thanks.
Yelang says, "John, aka Swim, aka John Wonder, always gonna be John Wonder." What's John Wonder now? Talk about that.
So when I first started, that was my alias. I went by that name, and then that's when I was doing like Christian music, jazz, hip hop type stuff. I was working with a label in Japan too during that time.
Nice.
But yeah, it was in my younger days, when I was still kind of oblivious to things. But
that's cool. You're like borderline, kind of like going out there. The interesting, what I always think is interesting about the Hmong community is because we value mainstream so much, but right now the mainstream is so blurred.
It is.
I okay, like you worked with some other people internationally. Is that mainstream? Is mainstream getting on a radio station local? Are you mainstream only when you get a Grammy? I don't know. Like the definition of mainstream is so blurred with YouTube, because YouTube's public.
Yeah.
Spotify's public. You can get on those all day long.
I think the mainstream word is like kind of weird, right?
It's a loaded word. It's a really
because anything is really kind of mainstream, like you said, right? Spotify, Apple Music, those are mainstream platforms. So if your music is on there, technically you're on a mainstream platform.
Yeah, like you see David, David Yang puts a post about his, like whatever he said he was number 8 in Minnesota, and that's pretty mainstream to me.
Yeah.
But mainstream people don't know about him, but that
Hmm.
doesn't mean that he's of value. So I don't know. At this point, being in this business for so long, the Hmong community, I'm like, man, we create our own definition. We don't fit the mode. We simply don't
Yeah.
fit the mode. But we have artists that get 4 or 5 million views,
Yep.
and so why are we different? And so I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice if someone went full blown mainstream, but man, that doesn't matter to me no more.
Yeah, I actually don't like using the word mainstream. Like maybe back then, right? When it was
Yep.
like when it was hard to get your music out there, maybe the mainstream was a thing, but yeah, now anybody could get out there, right?
Oh yeah, easily. Like just look at Chance. He gets a Grammy, and he has no
Hmm.
label. He is his own label, and
Yep.
that's just changed the game altogether.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Agent Six. You might know who that is. I don't know. Only true engineers would understand. In in our music folder is Final Master. Final Master for reals. Yeah, Final.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's
Part
true.
2, version 3, version
Yeah.
November 3rd.
Yeah. Or final mastering.
Real final. Just got here, but which other artists or people things influence your craft? Yeah.
Mm, well, besides Kanye, like, shoot, like growing up, I didn't listen to hip hop music first. I actually listened to trance music.
Hmm.
Yeah, so trance was my first music that I listened to. And I listen to Hmong music too because my mom listened to a lot of Hmong music growing up. So I listen to Hmong music too. But I just kind of listen to everything like Korean music, Thai music,
Hmm.
uh British electronic music. Yeah, just pretty much everything. Craft, influence. I like clothes. I think clothes kind of influence me too. I
Hmm.
think just seeing other people's fashion design or whatnot, like artists having like a fashion line that influenced me. That pushed me to like trying to do a different business and whatnot. But for sure.
John John's mixing is top tier. Um, let's see. No reference here, but what's up, John 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 John? Vayong is on the next level. Can't wait to hear more music from them. Thanks, Long, for giving the artist this platform. Yeah, my pleasure. I'll
Hey,
have
thanks.
I'll be honest. Like John John, I love initiative, and so some a lot of the time it's me reaching out to artists, but
Hmm.
an artist that takes the initiative and reaches out to me, I honor that. I don't have anything against that. Um, let's say Long has said to you or said you are doing a thing mixing and mastering. However, in what areas are you feeling are you still needing growth? Like here's my question to you:
Yeah.
a lot of like rap R&B. Have you had a chance to mix any like straight stems from any Hmong like rock groups?
No, not yet. I would love to though. I would definitely love to do that. Um, but yeah, maybe in due time,
Yeah.
whenever a band is ready.
So to address your question, to any areas where you still feel like you're needing growth?
Oh yeah, a lot. I mean, just not the mixing and mastering side, but I think the area that growth wise is like marketing myself and like I know music business, right? But it's different when you're actually the artist that's in it versus like a promoter, you know. But when you're actually like the artist and you're actually thinking about the promotion, thinking about how to release music or when to release music or how to or all these ideas, right? Of like releasing your music, it's really hard. So I think that's definitely like one of my biggest um that I have to improve on is marketing myself and knowing and pretty much knowing like the market. But that's definitely like one of the things that I struggle with for sure.
Nice. A couple more comments here, and then we'll take a look at the last song I'm going to show tonight. I like Blue Jokes. I like producing twerk English songs, but those tracks don't work in the Hmong community. What do you think is going to work for you guys?
Hey, those track can work. You just gotta feed it slowly to the Hmong community, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It can work.
I think there's a market for it. Um, uh, I went to I was asked to film a Polite concert,
Mhm.
and yeah, that music would have been right there.
Yeah, it can work. You know, you see PD hosting those Thursday night club not club bar hangout events, you know, send it to PD and see what's up.
And that's where PD is at right now. They're at Hmong
Yep.
House. They're
That
touring
Hmong house right now.
Um, yeah, head on over if you're not doing anything afterwards. Yeah, Vice says you're like the Asian weekend. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Oh no. I'm just kidding. What's up, Vice?
What about death metal?
Oh, like do I listen to death metal? I don't, but nothing I don't hate the genre. I just don't. Yeah.
And then lastly, yep, you got a family member here.
Oh yeah, that's my auntie. What's up?
Yeah, none but love. The community is so small, so lots of support. It's not hard for people to find us. But that being said, let's take a look at this song. And so this song, I think people are going to listen to this song eventually when they figure out who's on it. And so this next song, let me pull it up really quick. And so we've been hearing about this guy. Oh, the name's not there. It's Kenji. So Kenji, that's Kenji Her, right?
Yeah, it's Kenji Her.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna. People saying that like it's kind of funny because, like if you ask Channing, his thing is Usher,
Mm-hmm.
and people are saying like Kevin Hurt sounds like Tevin Campbell. He's
Mm-hmm.
got, he's got that thinner, cleaner voice, but
Yeah.
yeah. How'd you meet Kenji?
I met Kenji through Facebook, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I remember hearing a song of his, and then I was like, dang, this guy really has that R&B voice, like that Trey Songs or Chris Brown type voice, you know? Because Channing has a different type of voice too. Channing's voice is not, I want to say Channing's voice is like R&B, you know?
Hmm.
Kind of like how Bazzi is not R&B. He's more like pop R&B, right?
Yeah.
Channing kind of has like that kind of style, but Kenji has that R&B style, you know? So
Yeah.
when I heard it, I was like, oh shoot, let me reach out to this guy and just say what's up.
If you listen to Channing, Channing puts out other music. Like his
Mhm.
recent songs more like kind of like adding guitar, almost like going to a rock pop almost.
Yeah.
And Channing's voice actually goes fine with that type of music.
Mhm.
I think if Channing he sang in English and he tried to market himself out, he could move in that direction.
Yeah.
He's got a really really interesting voice. It's one that's pretty versatile because he puts this one song at one point. Oh, it's like Freeway or something. It has something to do with cars, but he puts it out. He never really put it out, but he put it out on his Facebook page. I was like, whoa, this is
Yeah.
like this is like pop rock now. Not even that genre that he
Right.
typically does.
Channing is talented. I think the hardest thing about like his situation is that he started out like his popular songs are Hmong songs, right? So
Yep.
if he does English songs, his fans are gonna be like, "Oh shoot, well I don't want to listen to this. I want him to go back to his Hmong songs." So I think that's the challenge.
Yeah, and Pete and I were talking about this last night. Like, there's this misconception. I think it's a misconception that people think that okay, you're a famous Hmong singer. Now you can cross over easy. You're a famous Hmong singer. You ain't crossing over.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's hard. It's hard. Like for me, right? And Vayon, right? We do English music right off the bat. Like it's gonna be a grind no matter what, right? But then if we add like a couple Hmong verse in there, we're not gonna get killed, right? Like
Yep.
people don't care because people are gonna be like, oh well, they do English music anyways. But then if you're like if all your songs are like popular or like with the Hmong songs and you're trying to transition to English stuff, like the view counts are not going to be the same.
Yeah, because like Trey and people. I don't know if people artists are paying attention, but there's a lot written in between the lines. But so Trey asked, you see, if you go on my Facebook page, I shared it. Trey asked a very specific question about how PD basically analyzes artist fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how much he pays them, and then Trey explains it. Yeah, this is how we do it, and it's kind of like that. A promoter that comes onto like a Hmong artist page, American promoter comes and says, "Oh man, all I do is Hmong songs. Yeah, they got 5 million views, but it's all Hmong songs. That's not
Yeah.
going to convert over." Because but the American mainstream, I know you hate that word, but if you're non-Hmong community and they all they do is Hmong, there's only two things that could happen: that you bring this artist out and they bring all the Hmong people with them,
Yeah.
or the American world is a tough nut to crack. They don't really care about Hmong, how big you are in the Hmong community, because that does not translate over necessarily.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah, it's just about how hot is the song or how trending is the song.
yeah,
You know,
and that's what PD said last night. PD said, "Well, what about Psy?" And I said, "Yeah, Psy got famous just because that song was that good.
yeah, it
No,
was that
no one,
good, and the dance was just that funny, that
yeah,
comedic. You know,
like no one cared about what Psy did before. I don't think they cared what Psy did afterwards either. It was just
no, they
that
don't.
song,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, and at the end of the day, PD said it's all about money.
Yeah, it
If
really
that
is.
song,
It's all about numbers, and that's what 93 is like 93 E's. We're kind of like all about numbers.
that's that you have to be extremely strategic, and PD said that too last night. But let's check out this song.
Yeah, for sure.
Swimin. This song is called Body, featuring the other emerging artist that will be, I think he's going to blow up 2023. If Kenji did not jump on it, then he should at this moment. But this is Body. This song has a kick that kicks you in the face too.
When I look deep into your eyes, and I got my head between your thighs, this is the only time I wanna hear you cry. Girl, I wanna hear you moan all night. Yeah. You know that you're my favorite song. Baby, let's just get low. You know that I just hit it so right. Just how she likes, just how she likes, just how she, yeah. Switching positions every day. I give it to you in every way. Next to you, wanna be next to you, wanna be next.
Here we go.
Don't you be afraid of me. This ain't your first time. I'll make your fantasy put you to bed tonight. Flipping around, toss and turn. Passionate love all around. Now it's your turn. Ride it on me all of the night, all of your might. Put my phone in silent mode. Put your phone in silent mode. Let's get it on tonight. Baby, we can fuck all night. Know that I'm in love with your body. Waiting for you to get naughty. Baby, let's do karate.
John, I'm almost sure that YouTube's gonna flag my live session.
When I think about you.
Maybe.
It's all right.
Baby, you know that I'm fucking with you. Wanna be next to you. Wanna be next to you.
I know Michelle's gonna definitely screen your songs though.
Oh yeah.
I think what Blue Devil did was he actually ended up making clean edits.
See, I can't do that. Actually, I can do that because it still doesn't kill the context of the song. But
Do you think you can reproduce that vibe again if you had to re-record it?
no,
Yeah.
like how like I write my songs or like when I record, like it's all like really in the moment type stuff. You know, like if I have an idea, I have to lay it out that night, like just a skeleton. And then if I wake up the next morning and I like that song, then I'll end up keeping that song. If I don't, then it's just kind of like in my hard drive.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because we Paradise wrote this song called Bao Shua, and our lead vocalist wrote the lyrics, and then he sang it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was like, I don't think I could ever sing it like this ever again. I want to keep it like this. So that's how he kept
Yeah,
it.
it's like the moment, the mood, your voice. Shoot, it could be what you ate that night. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a lot of things that plays and factor when you're recording. When you're recording a song, you know, so it's kind of hard to like recreate the mood. Really hard to recreate the mood. I try plenty of times where I don't lay out the song that whole night, and then I wait a couple days and I come back to it, and it sounds completely different. Like the energy is completely different, and that's just when I just end up scrapping a song because I can't recreate the mood.
Yeah. The emotions involved. You know, you don't have that. You don't feel that way no more.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, you know, John, we are, believe it or not, time flies when Hmongoose Live is. We're like an hour and a half in. I want to thank you for joining me.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't know John, then you need to get to know John. If you're in the Midwest and you know John, then you know, if you know him, then you know him. If you don't know him, then you need to get to know him. Everyone's gonna eventually know him more so as Swimming with Vayong and 93 East. I do wish you guys the best. I know you guys are mad talented. I know you're mad talented behind the scenes in the studio, and I'm excited to eventually get to record you guys in person. I hope that one day you guys come out to big, you know, the bigger event in Fresno will be like Winter Jam every year. I don't think they're doing it this year, but Winter Jam is when a lot of the bigger artists come, and I do hope to eventually see you guys out here, and or if I'm out in your area or in your neck of the woods, then it'd be a pleasure for me just to roll some tape and record you and Bayong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You know, let's just keep working on those numbers.
Anything you want to say to the viewers and the fans that are out there?
Yeah, check out 93 East. You could probably find the link, or you could just type 93 East levels on YouTube and it'll pop up our YouTube, and you can subscribe. Or you can subscribe to our Instagram too, just to keep some updates. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for sure.
All right, John Swimin, check him out. Check out him and his partner, 93 East. And if you see him on the flyer, is it within your best interest to go out and see what they're going to do on the stage? Because I think you guys are going to definitely be a little different. John, have a blessed night, and hey, thank you so much for joining Hmongoose Live.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll definitely keep in touch and go from there. All right, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Shinji Doshada.